This is the B.A.D, Brave and Devoted, the Bad Man with Prince Charles Crentsil. We talk everything God, love, and life. Welcome home. Legacy. What will you be remembered for? Will your name cause doors to be opened for others, or will your name cause doors to be shut before those that bear it? Will your legacy spark dreams, or will it mark the end of dreams? When your name is mentioned, after you are long gone, what impact will it have on the hearts and minds of those you left behind? Leaving a legacy is like going on a trip to a place where there is no phone service, no way for your dependents and loved ones to reach you. So you strategize with different scenarios and prepare things down for them to gain access to when you leave. You tell them there is food in the fridge, money in the fake cookie jar, and there is emergency money in that secret place in the closet. You leave emergency numbers on the fridge. You leave normal things, emergency things, secret things. You basically plan and prepare for everything because you will be completely out of reach. So you leave behind not just rules, but resources, provision. Different scenarios with different ways of dealing with them weighed on your mind, and that informed your preparation process and the things to consider. Legacy is like a roadmap that must lead people towards a better life, like footprints to be followed. And if I were to follow in your footprints, where will it lead me? Where will it lead us? Will your legacy lead people to a place of joy, peace, a place of hope? Let me be more specific. Will it lead to food, good health, bring us wealth? Will we find poverty, violence, fear, timidity? If I follow your footprints, will I find fulfillment or will I find bitterness? Your legacy is basically a sum of the values you lived by and the deeds that were done as a result of the influence of those values. Those values governed your life and made you the person you were whilst you were alive and the person you will be remembered for when you are gone from this life. You know, for any relationship to work, both parties involved must meet each other halfway. They must bear the same level of respect, trust, responsibility, accountability to each other. It is the bare minimum requirement if that relationship will work. So in talking about legacy, I cannot talk about the principal, the one others will come to benefit from. In this case, let me call that person the legend, and those that will benefit, the beneficiaries. So when I say the legend, you know who I'm referring to, and when I say the beneficiaries, you know who it is. Okay, we got that out of the way. All right, so in order for the legacy of the legend to be put to good use, the beneficiaries of that legacy have a role to play. Now, any legacy, it could be a philosophy, social system, infrastructure, wealth, it could be a number of things, left to irresponsible beneficiaries will amount to nothing. It will be destroyed in no time. And soon your legacy left to the fools will be no more. And so it is crucial to understand that in order for a legacy to be what it is supposed to be, we have to raise a generation of responsible and accountable beneficiaries. Okay, now that's dealt with. Before we move on, I'm going to play a song I wrote so many years ago. My brother and I were working on this project and it's not done, but hey, your family and your home. So I want to play it for the first time, just a sample of it. And the interesting thing is the title of the song is a legend. Now I wrote this many years back. I titled the song many years back. It wasn't planned, but whilst I was preparing for this episode, it just dawned on me, whoa, that song, why don't you play it? Let the family hear it. So I want to make these first few episodes memorable. I want you to remember them. I'm going to play it and just use the moment to think of everything I have said from the beginning till now. Think about it, and I will be back. This is Legend. Enjoy.
I thought that we would still be here, standing here together in this time. Many nights I prayed you return. Within time, the nights grew into years. Yes, we fought so many times, but our love surpassed all the fights we had. Climbing trees, played in the breeze. All of these we sure didn't have to leave. All of these we sure didn't have to leave. Here I stand, new friends have found, happiness, complete joy in you. So, new memories I build with you, till our time on this earth is done. Till our time on this earth is done. Till our time on this earth is done.
All right, we're back now. Let's continue our conversation. So, legacy is like what Christ said: love your neighbor as yourself. Legacy does not think about itself. It makes you go beyond yourself and think beyond yourself. It does not give you room to settle for less. Legacy drives you to think outside the box because it is not about you. When you think legacy, you cannot think self. Anytime you think legacy, you must see others, and that is the beneficiaries. And your work begins because you must know your beneficiaries and they must know you. Remember, I said earlier that it is a relationship that goes both ways. Now, what I mean by your work begins is that in order for you to leave a lasting legacy, you must engage mentorship and or discipleship. I prefer the latter. Why? Because discipleship brings the legend and the beneficiaries on the same level, where they bear themselves to each other. There is transformation from the inside out. It requires change. The beneficiary comes to see and accept your perspective as their foundation for life. Mentoring is short term and does not require the mentee to change their thinking as long as they acquire the skill being traded. You don't have to see eye to eye as long as the work is done. Both are very good tools. When used for their respective situations, they shine. But since we're talking about your lasting legacy, we cannot focus on short term, but long term. And that is why discipleship is the win for legacies. The greatest example is how 12 men, just 12 men, turned the world upside down. Christ is a shining example why discipleship works. And here is the key. Christ did not boss over them. He earned their commitment. He ate with them, sat with them, walked with them, did not make himself inaccessible. He brought himself to their level to understand them and earn their trust. Legacy makes you want more for others, so that when you are gone from this life, your beneficiaries will get something useful from the life you lived that they can use, can adopt, can stand on to build a better life for themselves and the next generation, so that everything does not end with you but continues on. It is never too early, it is never too late to pause and give this a thought. What is my legacy? You and I are benefiting from the legacy others left behind. From a family legacy, community legacy, a regional legacy, national legacy, international legacy, a global legacy. Yes, we are benefiting positively in a good way from all these kinds of legacies. And yet, on the other hand, we are experiencing suffering from the legacy left behind by others on all the levels I mentioned earlier: family, community, regional, globally. So in conclusion, I want to say this. What influence will your legacy have on others? Your legacy can either build or tear down. Today, you have control over what it will be because you live, you are alive. But soon, you will not. You can begin creating a better legacy right now. And this is how: by helping others. Think not on what you can gain, but on how others can gain from you. Maybe you were left with a legacy of pain. You have the God-given authority to break it and be the first in your lineage to exact a better legacy for your beneficiaries. Be the legend. Be the legend. The earth needs you to awaken to your true calling. And if you are one of the blessed ones to be enjoying a pleasant legacy, do not let it end with you. Don't break the cycle. Share it. Help others. You're home. Let's talk again.
I thought that we would still be here.
This is the B.A.D, Brave and Devoted, the Bad Man with Prince Charles Crentsil. We talk everything God, love, and life. Welcome home.